Hi, this is Jock from Digital Exits, and this is the process that you're going to walk through when selling your online business. It starts with a valuation request. You submit your online business to our valuation request form, and we're going to get that and then call you up and have a chat about your business and let you know what we think it's worth and what we think we could sell it for. If you think that we're the right people to assist you in that process, we'll then sign an agency agreement. So that's a contract between you as the seller and us as the agent for us to engage in our services. Once all the paperwork has been done, we then start developing what's called your information memorandum. And this is the document that we prepare that explains all about what your business is, how it operates, how it makes money, how it gets traffic, and the general frequently asked questions that a prospective buyer would have. We then, once we've developed this document, is when we start to sell your business. And we sell the listing to potential buyers through our existing database, through our network, through our classified site to find you a buyer. Generally, during this process, you're going to get anywhere from 10 to 30 requests for that document. Obviously, someone getting that information has to sign a non-disclosure agreement to get access to that information so that we're keeping the transaction private and confidential. Generally, after that, the process is the buyer is going to have some introductory questions that we will field as the agent and let them know what the answer is to their commonly asked questions. If they're interested in the business, they're going to make some type of offer. We'll present that offer to you as well as the explanation of who the buyer is so that you can then determine whether you want to accept or reject the offer that's been made. If you do accept that offer, we then move into a letter of intent, which means that the buyer has an intent of purchasing your business for a certain value, for example, $300,000. And they're going to ask for an exclusive period to do due diligence on that business to make sure they can verify all its claims. At that time, the buyer will pay a 10% deposit, so 10% of the sale price. If we use a $300,000 sale as an example, they will pay Digital Exits $30,000 to engage in that exclusive due diligence process. While they're doing that process, they generally will get 10 to 14 days to look at all the financials of the business, all the traffic, all the frequently asked questions, and basically get an understanding of what the business is, whether all the claims are true, and get a general gist of how they're going to run the business in the future. If they're happy after this due diligence period, then we're going to move into the contract stage. So they'll notify us that they're happy to proceed to contract. We'll do all the paperwork. We'll stipulate what are the terms of the deal, any other terms and conditions that are required, the selling price, the deal structure, all of the above, and get both parties to sign. Once both parties have signed, we then move into the money transfer stage. We use a third-party service called escrow.com to manage the transfer of the money. To start this process, the seller will engage escrow.com using their system and bring in the buyer into that transaction. The buyer will then fund the 90% of the remaining amount of the business, and in that process, escrow is going to hold that money in the bank account while the seller is transferring all the assets to the buyer. This means transferring the domain name, the website, the content, the email list, the customer list, any of the assets of the business is going to be transferred from the seller to the buyer while the escrow holds the money. Once the buyer is happy that they received all their assets, they'll notify escrow that they're happy, and escrow is then going to release the funds from their bank account into your bank account, and this normally happens within 1 to 2 business days. After that process has been complete, training then starts. So you're going to then train the new buyer for a certain period of time, generally 60 to 90 days, and teach them about how to run the business. Once this is finished, the process is done and you've sold your online business. So if you want some help from us to sell your business, then check out the link below this video.